Well, hi, David. It's great to see you, even if it's only virtually. And I want to thank you very much for joining us in this way and also being willing to bring our message from the Bible for us today, which we're looking forward to hearing from you later. But first, I'd just like to give you an opportunity just to say hello to the folks here at BBC.
Yeah, hello to everyone at the church family at Blackburn Baptist Church. I'm really sorry I can't be with you this weekend. I would love to be there to see some of you again. It's been quite a while, really a year since I was in Blackburn with you all. So thinking of you, send my love to you. I appreciate that it's been a hard year with the lockdown, and I know you've had a local lockdown in Blackburn. We're potentially facing a local lockdown in Leeds, as you might have heard in the news. I wanted to send my greetings and my love and my prayers. And sorry I can't be with you this weekend. And certainly thinking of you as we go through this lockdown at the moment.
Thanks very much, David. So, as you just reminded us, it's been perhaps just over a year now since you left Blackburn. And of course, a lot's happened in that time, hasn't it? I guess a lot of it not at all what any of us was expecting. So it would just be good for us to catch up with you a little bit and what's been happening with you. And perhaps first of all, I should ask, how are you? You know, have you been keeping well over these last few months?
Thanks. Yeah, I think I'm doing pretty well. There's a lot down to the church family doing a good job of looking after me. They've been good at caring for me and supporting me. So while I've been decorating my house, quite a lot of people have had me around for dinner at theirs, and that's happened during lockdown as well. That's been nice. I'm doing quite well then. Obviously, I've still found lockdown hard these last 6 months. Particularly, I think those first few months when we were all very isolated. So it's quite nice to now be in a bubble. So the senior pastor, Michael, and his wife and family adopted me as a bubble in their household. So that has been a real blessing. Glad to be here. A good church family, but certainly find the pandemic and the situation challenging and difficult.
Yeah, of course, as many of us have, yeah. So just tell us a little bit more about the role that you've got there in the church in Leeds and how you've been settling into that.
Yeah. Well, one thing that was a bit of a surprise to me, so on the very first day I started working for the church, they actually asked if they could slightly change the role and give me a slightly different title, and they also asked if they could extend the job contract. So it was originally a 3-year contract as assistant minister for the church, and they asked to slightly tweak the title of the role to associate pastor, and then to make it up to a 4-year role. So I didn't expect that at all, but it's quite nice of them. And they generously gave me a pay rise as well, which I wasn't expecting on my first day, so that was quite nice of them. The role has been being an elder in the church, being a pastor, so helping with the pastoral work of the church, helping to lead the church. And then I particularly have responsibility for some of the children's work on a Sunday. So the primary school age children, who we have groups for them normally on a Sunday. And then also overseeing the church's evangelism, their outreach, and trying to help the church develop in its evangelism and its outreach to the community around us and lead where we can.
Excellent. And what do you think have been the highlights of the year so far?
Yeah, I think working alongside a good team has been a blessing. Getting to know the church family. A highlight recently was we did run Christianity Explored online over Zoom, which wasn't something we were planning on doing, but with the lockdown, we decided to give it a go. And we did have 2 unbelievers who came on the course, and one of them has subsequently made a profession of faith. So that was a real blessing. I think there's some good things going on with churches in Yorkshire as well, while there's great need for more good churches, more preaching, more gospel preaching. Certainly some good things, and so to meet Christians in other churches who are reaching out as well, that's been a blessing, certainly.
Fantastic. It's great to hear about that Christianity Explored course and the fruit from that. And of course, we've all had to be doing things in a different way, haven't we, at this time? So how has the church there in Leeds been faring during this, difficult time of lockdown?
Yeah, I think we've done fairly well. We haven't really had anybody become sick with the virus. We haven't had we haven't lost anyone to the virus. Well, I think when when it was on the horizon, when it was getting nearer and nearer, I think we were thinking we might possibly lose a few members of the church family. But that hasn't happened at all, and nobody has really come down with the sickness and the virus as far as we're aware. Yeah, I think it certainly is a learning curve, though. Yeah, none of us have been in the situation before, and with how the rules change and having to work from month to month. So some plans you had, as I'm sure you've experienced, plans going to the wall and having to put things on hold, having to make decisions sometimes quite quickly. So it's quite stretching in that sense. We started maybe about 6 weeks ago doing a small service on a Sunday. So we normally on a good Sunday before lockdown, the church could attract up to about 200. At the moment, we're limited to 60 or 65 with the kind of 2-meter rule. So we started doing that. I think people have appreciated that, though. Obviously, people would love to be able to sing.
Yeah.
Sing at the moment. So it's I think people find it hard, but we're thankful for that God has sustained us and kept us.
Absolutely. I'm sure we can all echo that sentiment. And so what else have you been up to? I mean, you've got your house there. It's good to see your house in the background. You've mentioned you've been decorating it a bit. So I guess you've been spending quite a lot of time around things like that. But have you also been able to carry on some of your own other interests? Like I know you were into your running.
Yeah. So there is a running club in Beeston, Leeds. So I joined the running club. So actually, it's really handy. They just meet. The kind of place where they start is just up the road from me. So I just have to walk out my house and go up the hill, and they meet there. So that's been really great. Obviously, sadly, it had stopped with lockdown. I was going to the local park run as well. So we have a nice little park in Beeston. And there's a number of good parks as well, actually, in Leeds. Of Roundhay Park, which is a huge park in North Leeds. There's some beautiful countryside as well. Yeah, and still enjoy reading. I read a lot, as I'm sure you know, and getting to know people. But yeah, look forward to the running being able to start again. I've had to, one thing I've done, which I wasn't expecting, I've had to take up gardening a little bit. So one of the blessings of the house is it has a really lovely big back garden. And so learning to plant flowers and bulbs and grow things and learn things as a complete novice and new to that. That's been a new one.
Brilliant. Thanks for sharing some of that with us, Dave. That's been great. Perhaps just we could finish off with asking perhaps something that we could pray for you in particular.
Yeah. We could pray for the church family. So obviously, as you touched on a few times already, finding the lockdown challenging and stretching. I think in a bigger church, there are more pastoral issues which come up. So I feel the kind of stretch of that and the challenge of that of seeking to love people and care for people with a bigger church family. You might know, we recently sent a team, which is something the church has been planning for a number of years, sent a team to a nearby estate called the Middleton Estate to plant a church there. So it's quite a large deprived estate. Maybe has some similarities to Gallagher's there of reaching out to an estate. Well, the challenge is a real blessing to seek to start a new church there and witness there to the people on that estate. But the challenge is, obviously, we've given away some of our best people. We had an elder called Duncan, who was the longest serving elder in the church, very godly man. I think he was served as an elder for about 17 years, and now we've given him away to this new church. So I think we feel a little bit of the loss of them going. So God's provision for us would be good of both people, and obviously there's a loss of gifts in that as well. There'll be some things for the church. For me personally, I think I'd be good at supporting the church family in this time. We don't know, do we, quite how long this is all going to go on for, and the different twists and turns there'll be over the next few months. And that God would help me to grow in the role. It is both a blessing, and it's been stretching as well, and I certainly found it stretching at times. Those would be some things to pray for me, to give you a flavour of how things are at the moment.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for sharing those thoughts with us, and it's been great to talk to you. And I'd say we look forward to hearing from you from the Psalms shortly. So thanks very much, David.